Hey guys, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is acting Captain Cockings. There you go. I did it.
And he is
I
definitely Captain Foley, totally not brain injured, and his green blood is not staining his lovely desk chair. No, Stuart, it's fine. We can re-heal eyes, except for Geordie. Therefore, we can heal. Stuart, you're healed. Huzzah!
Jordy wasn't born. He was born without optic nerves. For Christ, it's fine. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about Kirk's first command.
Slight preface though: they say that it's not his first time at the con, which would be, of course, second in command would often be in the chair, right? The context is that it's his first time in a life or death without the captain in any way without the captain. There's no, like, it's a real scenario with no safety net.
And
She's
super
not,
high stakes.
yeah, she's not on the planet he can talk to. Like, it's truly him doing it independent for the first time. So that's a big deal, right? I never thought we were going to see that because didn't necessarily need to. What do you think? You're a big Captain Kirk fan, you're a big Shatner fan. What do you think of seeing the actual first time Kirk steps up?
I think he did good. I think I've said this again. Paul Wesley did a really good job. There's moments where I definitely got Kirk vibes in this. I love his enthusiasm to want to beam down to the planet on the away team or the landing party. I thought that was really Kirk-like for sure, but that was before this whole situation. So, the indecisiveness. I mean, people might be upset with that. I think it's very natural in that situation, and he snaps out of it pretty quickly. But yeah, I think he definitely. I love risk was mentioned like twice in this, and it's risk is our business. Uh, I thought that was a nice tie-in as well. But yeah, I think he did a really good job. I think they did a good job with Kirk's character in this one.
We've said this before, he is a good actor with playing an archetypal captainy or his commandery role, just a good officer, but the Kirkisms is not very strong with him, except in moments. And you can absolutely justifiably make the argument he's not Kirk until he's Kirk. Getting a command, picking his own crew, that defines it. That will change somebody, right? And he's not even a new captain TOS, right? Like, so there is steps in his life to be totally fine, right? Absolutely makes sense. So it's been interesting to see how he's felt like a Guy with hints of Kirk, and so it's very nice to see this episode where he is Guy now in command with okay, I see a bit of Kirk there. Oh, that okay, I can see that being a Shatner play, and that was nice. He definitely wasn't Kirk, but he actually, I felt he tried harder to play Shatner Kirk. Like the speech pattern was notably different. I think it really serviced his performance because it gave him the freedom to go in and out of what we associate Kirk being. Because like I remember the episode when he's alternate Kirk, fair as well, right? There was nothing of that. He was just some great performance, just some guy. This is actually the one we know. I did think the speech was there were pauses and they were good, they were reflective, they were interesting. I think he did a good job. I noticed more.
And the mannerisms, the hand gestures as well, I think really invoked a bit of Shatner's Kirk. So I love the reference to flying by the seat of my pants, not knowing what I'm doing. No patience for the regulations and rules. It'd be so much better if I was the one that's, kind of calling the shots. So yeah, a lot of the Kirk, not hot-headedness, but like commanding presence
The go
came
getter.
out. Yeah, yeah. Kind of a little bit of a rogue as well. Like respects the rules, but wants to, you know,
Well, it's tricky because just like if you watch the TNG movies, wow, Picard's a action hero. Then you cut to TNG, it's like, wow, he drinks tea at his office and talks to people all day. People now, the zeitgeist of Kirk is the movies original where he's a bit more actiony, and then the JJ movies where he's absurdly actiony. But there's many lines in TOS where they say he was a bookworm, he was a nerd, he was a really really hard studier, and his confidence comes from experience of being a good captain through knowledge. So to see him now be reckless again did speak more to the JJ Kirk. I was feeling the influence of what the zeitgeist is of Kirk more than I wanted to see. But I can imagine if you've got a Vulcan captain who is very these are the lines, you may colour no more than 1 millimeter from it, that would generate a bit more pushback in the rebelliousness, and therefore it's not him necessarily innately. He's now finding that he wants to be free, and he's that I can see. So I think that was a really smart choice, an interesting choice, to explain why he's more. It's not reckless per se. It's just reckless compared to how he's having to be compressed for a Vulcan.
Yeah, that's very interesting, actually. 'Cause, yeah, he was described as a walking stack of books before. Um, so yeah, he's just. I like the idea of the pushback with the captain, and we know that in TOS there's a trifecta, right? There's Kirk, which is kind of the recklessness, the hot headedness, the go getter. You got Spock, the logical side, kind of pulling him back, and you got McCoy, who's the emotional side. So in this episode, he gets his logical side. He still needs the emotional to like tie it all together, and you can kind of see that he needs that trifecta in this.
That's so interesting. Yeah, because they have not verbatim said, but he is a man that needs a team, that needs he has his own skills really well, but he elevates himself and others around him to be the legend because of his team. Somewhat like Pike, although I think Pike, the team is more, everyone contributes more equally, and he pulls himself down from that a lot, whereas Kirk rises himself and whatever, as whatever. So that really like that, because yeah, while he was doing some things fine without Spock, the way they went from being on other sides of a spectrum, because two ships, two captains, they hadn't really interacted before, and then into each other's orbits, and then was able to talk on a level, again, Vulcan captain, he's talking to Vulcan, they have a commonality of discussion, because like Spock's, he's talking to a very emotive human, and Kirk's, he's talking to a very non-emotive Vulcan, so therefore they found a middle, which is them in a nutshell, right? They find their unique middle, and then leads to him giving advice that Kirk really listens to very quickly and instantly has a few smirks. So there's something there, as you say. So I can see a logical brought him down, let him think, and you can logically use your intuition, right? There that does make sense. Just as that was a really astute observation, actually. Yeah,
Well,
I like that.
it's funny because Uhura was kind of the emotional McCoy in this one, because she had given her a pep talk before. Now she was kind of giving him the same thing. Scotty, they're kind of button heads a little bit because Scotty doesn't think he's got a good command style, a little bit reckless, and absolutely he is.
Yeah, you can
And then
talk, Scotty, Mr. Reckless. Bloody hell.
and then Chapel there was kind of somewhere in the middle. So those three kind of acted as the McCoy analog in this, I think, a little bit. But
Yeah, I mean, definitely her as the example, but unlike McCoy, she is on the pecking order. And while she has a little bit of she can be, I know you from a previous thing, I can be something, they shouldn't be stepping out. Like, I mean, Ortega's got pushed down because she stood up for herself in a previous episode. Right? So they can't go too far. And Scotty was certainly a little bit above the line of talkback, but he's just young and reckless, whatever. Whereas McCoy, he can just be blunt. He does not worry about being demoted by Kirk. He can absolutely outrank Kirk, and if he can find a medical nonsense reason to do it, right? Yeah. So he's an equal in almost all regards. Therefore, because like in the field, like medicine, doctors aren't meant to be captains. So on a ship, they are equal in terms of authority in their own field. There's nowhere further they can go on their ship, unlike everyone else. So he can just be one-on-one. So they need that equality to be the emotion side. Yeah, it's great. Love that.
well, yeah, they took the McCoy aspect and split it into three people. Because you got Scotty kind of, I guess, are you daft? And you got Uhura stepping in, going, he's just concerned. It's okay. And you got Chapel saying, look, I'm the CMO technically of the ship because I'm the only doctor, so I can take him out of command if I need to. So yeah, I kind of liked that, and I didn't really put that together watching it, but now talking about it, it absolutely makes a lot of sense. So
This is stuff that we would think about writing wise, and this is not about the episode, but you'd like to think this is all intentional, that the writers took the definitional, the first mission in a full mission between four of our, like, all we're missing is Sulu, Chekhov, and McCoy. Everyone else is there. That's impressive, right? So that's a huge deal if you take it as literal canon. So if that was all intentional and as they wrote it, then well on them for having the layers that we just managed to pick apart in a good way. And it's I mean, in a similar vein, if this was Discovery seasons 1, 2, or 3, and you'd say we're going to bring in this scene with this, like if you set this up in Discovery, it would have been terrible, right? Like the fact that they've actually successfully evolved as New Trek to reach a at least acceptable with some nuanced stuff. Good job, right? Because it was not capable of the original Discovery team or the second Discovery team, maybe the third one, but well done them. Because considering the challenges of it not looking right, not sounding right, not the right actors, pretty good considering, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he definitely gave off a Kirk plan. So,
I mean, not that I've ever necessarily seen Kirk launch nacelles in a ship, but I'm like, yeah, that is a logical end of scenario plan. The warp nacelles are pointless to us right now. Worth the sacrifice and win the day. And that is just the idea that you can dodge a ship that's been destroying planets was already a highfalutin concept. But yeah, did it. Good plan, worked. Saved everyone and killed a crew, but saved everyone else.
Saved hundreds, but killed thousands of humans. Yeah.
Well, and millions from a week from now as well. On the planet we're going to. But yeah, pretty good considering. And I didn't think Ethan and Paul had any chemistry at the start. But by the end, they found something. And it shouldn't be all there, right? It shouldn't be, but they found something.
It would have been nice to have Sam Kirk in this one, as I said. He could have been the emotional, like, McCoy, because he's his brother. So he can say whatever's on his mind and push him a little bit. But I would have liked to see the two interact. That being said, I'm not upset that he wasn't there, but, it would have been interesting.
I agree in concept, but not in this episode, because he's far more jokey, because he's a low rank, he can be more fun, and that would have changed the tone drastically. And you really benefited from the actual commitment to solo Kirk and Spock scenes without any of the other layers. Like that's what we're getting, and they explored that. That was define it as own terms versus if they had a first mission with Sam there, it would have been Sam would have been part of that history of like I remember it with Sam, whereas they have it now for themselves defined, right? That's a solid stake in the ground. I backed you on your first mission. And you save everybody. I got your back, Jack. Jim.
But guys, let us know in the comments section what you think about Kirk's first command. Was it done well? What do you think of Paul Wesley? What do you think of the whole aspect of this thing? Comment section. It's what it's there for. Go do it. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all. Don't forget to like this video. And join us for the lives where you can talk about this kind of stuff with us in real time and tell us that we're stupid. Or tell us that we're great. Or we'll communicate back and forth with you in real time. Join us.
Woo, that was... Yeah. Yes. And you can super chat if you have thoughts, comments, questions on our lives. Please do super thanks on any video, your entire pantheon of stuff. Or monthly if you want to be. There's really great people traveling at warp with us. Then Patreon monthly or join the channel on YouTube. Super important. So if you can, please do. If you can't, the freeways are there. But if you want to take something home with you, you can buy a shirt at the link down below.
So until next time, guys. He's Commander Cockings.
He's got a Foley.
I took away your acting captain.
Oh. That's okay. I'll get there someday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.